everybody, I'm here with Dan Knowlton, co-founder of KPS Digital Marketing. Hi Dan.
Hi, good to see you.
Thanks for letting us come and chat to you today.
It's alright.
So, first up, can you just tell us how you got started with KPS?
Yeah, let me tell you the story from before KPS because it will kind of lead into that.
Yeah, cool.
So I got into the marketing space. I started in the marketing space when I did a business management with marketing degree at Brighton University, which was awesome. Lots of learning, but also lots of socialising, and learned a hell of a lot there about various different marketing principles. And then when I finished, all of my friends went off travelling, having fun, and I've always been determined that I want to be successful and, you know...
So you left behind?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Driven to be successful. So I applied to so many jobs to instantly get a graduate job after university. I wanted to go travelling, but I thought I've got to get on the career ladder. So I got a job at a large blue chip organisation, worked my way up the ranks there for a year, learned a hell of a lot in a short space of time, ended up managing a branch which, managing 9 staff, and just so much pressure, did really well, but I hated it.
Fair enough.
It wasn't my cup of tea at all. Working for someone else and all the pressures, and when you do win, you're not actually winning because they're getting the rewards at the end of the day. So I quit. And then I went travelling around Thailand. It gave me an opportunity to think about, what did I really want to do? What was I interested in? And I was always interested in marketing. I'd been spending, whilst I was working at the previous organisation, I was building up my own kind of following on social media, reading all the articles in Social Media Examiner, Content Marketing Institute, and applying them to my own brand in a small way. And I loved it. Like, when I was growing my audience and getting engagement, I got a right buzz out of it. So I had that passion, I had the knowledge from my degree, and then started KPS Digital Marketing about a year and a half ago. And it started out just me, and then since then we started working with small SMEs, doing some training and workshops, and basically teaching them the stuff that I'd had success with, and I was continuing to learn and execute and showing them how to do it. And we got some great results, and then more people started to hear about us, and we won larger contracts working with Kent County Council, Thanet Council, and ended up, now we work with large multinational organisations. Still love working with small startups. I still work with lots of smaller businesses, but we've got experience working from very small organisations up to large multinationals. And Lloyd, my brother, came on board earlier last year, and he's really helped step up our game in terms of video marketing, content creation, and just really love it. I've got a passion for it, similar to you, and that's kind of where we are today.
So you had as you say, last year you had an exceptional year. Certainly looking from the outside in anyway. So what were the highlights for you?
One of the biggest highlights for me was being named as a top influencer on Twitter on Analytica, just because all the hard work that I'd done had kind of was paid off in terms of demonstrating that I was influencing others out there. Also, another thing was writing for Social Media Examiner and Content Marketing Institute. They were big things for me that really changed the game in terms of where we were, because it put me on a pedestal in front of a much larger audience to let me kind of spread my knowledge and get my personal brand out there. So they were 2 or 3 really big highlights. And what else? Just creating content for our blog and stuff. I love creating content, creating video, going to events. Actually, some more stuff that's just made me think. Going to Social Day, obviously.
Without a doubt.
No, but live events, I went to some really cool live events. Social Day, also Snap Happen, which was awesome. It's the first ever Snapchat conference in the world, and just got to meet some really cool people. And just, I don't know, one of the biggest highlights for me was getting out there and networking and just making friends with other people in the industry. That's how we met at Social Day, and it's just been fun. It's been a good year.
I mean, Dan puts out loads of content, and it's really great advice. So get onto the KPS website or his social profiles and follow him.
Thank you.
What's the website address?
kpsdigitalmarketing.co.uk. All of our links and stuff are on there, and we write a weekly blog as well to share the tips and strategies that we've had success with. We literally give it all away. So we teach you how to do everything step by step online.
Great advice to get on there. But who do you follow? I mean, who is it that you like to?
So there's the standard Gary V. I love Gary V. But I don't know, people do go on about him a bit too much, so I'm going to shy away from Gary V, although he's the man. So Gary Vaynerchuk, Also, there's a guy called Chris Ducker. I was on his podcast last week. He's a really great guy. He runs a company called Upreneur, and he's really great at building personal brands and teaching people how to build their personal brands. So I've learnt a lot from him. He's just a really clever guy. He, watching a lot of his periscopes and his videos, he really knows his stuff. That was it. I listened to his latest podcast, and it was really interesting. It was about scheduling. It was called "What Gets Scheduled Gets Done," and he was talking about the strategy he uses to how he gets the most important stuff done by scheduling 30-minute time slots to do that.
Yeah,
it's really, really interesting. He's a great one. Also, I like Chris Cubby. He's a guy from Copenhagen. He runs an agency out there, and I met him at Snap Happen. He's a really great guy to follow. And who else do I like? I like Michael Stelzner, who's the founder of Social Media Examiner. Yeah. He shares loads of great content. He's got a great podcast. Lucy Hall, obviously, from Social Day. She's got some great content. And also your new podcast, I listened to that and signed up.
Thank you, it's pretty good.
Which was good. And who else? I'm trying to think, who else? Sean Doris is good. If you've heard of Sean Doris, he's a Snapchat guy who's across social. He's got some really, really great content, and he tells fun stories. He spoke at Social Day. Such an interesting guy. He talks about how he works with really big brands like Disney, McDonald's to tell stories on Snapchat and create cool content. And his take on it is that unlike other influencers who get paid to do projects and say buy this Coca-Cola, he creates really interesting stories. So one of the examples he gave was a hotel chain he worked with, and they wanted to pay him to promote through his large online audience, promote their hotel. So he said, actually, wait a minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak to my audience and say we're going on an adventure. And then the hotel basically had to message him 5 random hotels in the world that he'd go on, and he shared his adventure going to each of them and doing loads of cool stuff. And that kind of thing is so cool because it's a creative way of promoting a brand without in your face by this,
It's organic and engaging as well.
Yeah, exactly. And he gets thousands of people, he gets people to send in drawing, what's your favourite McDonald's burger, draw it, and that kind of stuff. He gets thousands of people sending in stuff. It gets them talking about the brand, it gets them thinking of the brand, and he's just another great guy to follow.
So when you're talking to clients, particularly about Snapchat, one of the things in episode 3 Harry mentioned was, it comes up against the whole Snapchat's full of kids.
Mm-hmm.
How do you sort of convince businesses that there is a more diverse age range and it's worth investing some budget into?
Yeah, just looking at the stats. The stats don't lie. They get 10 billion video views a day, which is a crazy amount of attention, which is the same as Facebook now. Facebook have been in the game a lot longer. Also, it's not just Snapchat though. I've been up in my game on Instagram because of the new Instagram Stories feature, and today it was announced about Facebook. They're bringing the Facebook Stories. So
you saw your post on that?
Yeah, you saw my post on that. So all of these platforms are merging. So I know we were talking about Snapchat, but I think we need to talk about the whole storytelling platform, and I think that brands that don't have millennials as their target audience, they're not going to be using Snapchat now. They're going to be utilising things like Instagram or Facebook because those features and functionality are on those platforms. But if you look at the stats, I'm sure on Snapchat's ad website, the age range is 16 to 36, I think it is. But it's aging up. The user base on Snapchat is aging up. It's what happens all the time. If you look back at Facebook, where kids jump on the platform, it was aimed at college kids, and then the parents see that they're on the platform, so the parents start looking, thinking, we want a bit of that, we want to see what our kids are up to. They jump on it, my nan's on Facebook now, and then they jump on it, and then the kids migrate to another platform like Snapchat. But now, older people are going onto Snapchat because that's the cool thing to do, and that's where all the kids are. So now the kids are migrating to things like Musical.ly, and it's just like an everlasting life cycle of kids jumping on, then the demo age is up.
You on Musical.ly yet?
No, I'm not. I've thought about it.
Yes.
There's a guy called Craig Fox, Flawless Fox, who's on there, and he's doing really well. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea really. I'm not. That's a much lower age demo, and it's not really my audience, so I'm not on there. No.
Well, so I might give it a crack on Friday
Go
night
on.
after a few beers.
Yeah.
Who knows? So, what are the key trends that you think that businesses should be looking out for this year?
Storytelling.
Yep.
Definitely. I wrote for an article called, a company called CrowdSpring asked me my predictions for 2017 at the end of last year. And I said that I think all of the platforms are going to be merging and they're all going to have the same features. And I was right.
not far off after today.
No, exactly. But to be honest, we started these signs of this when Instagram literally bolted on a platform that's exactly the same as Snapchat, Instagram Stories, to their main offering. Now Facebook are bringing it. Facebook have already got in the Messenger app. They've already got face mapping filters and things like that in the Messenger app. And what people need to look out for is, or to make sure they're doing, is storytelling and telling their story. You can see that these huge players in the social media space are all going towards video and storytelling.
Yep.
Real, raw video, in the moment video. So as a brand, you need to be thinking, in 2017, how are we telling our story in a real, raw way with live video, with short video that gets deleted with every 24 hours, like Insta Stories, like Snapchat, like Facebook, what they've got coming out. You need to think how you're going to do that, because that's where it's going. People want to see behind the face value of the brand. They want to see behind that.
Well, you actually did that with the pantomime, didn't you?
Yeah, we did actually a live stream of, there was a Peter Pan panto on, and we did a Facebook live stream. So we went behind the scenes with one of the marketing guys there, and we literally went round and interviewed the Peter Pan actors behind the scenes and kind of spoke to Hook, and Hook was there like,
all in character.
Yeah, all in character. That was wicked. And there was like loads and loads of people were engaging and saying, oh, ask them this, ask them that. There was all the, I can't remember the characters' names, but there was like this girl behind there, and everyone was saying, ask her this, ask her what she does for this, ask her what she does for that. And we were going back and forth, like engaging with people. And we got an email today actually saying they want us to do another one because it directly impacted their sales. Because people were watching this live thing, seeing Hook in action, seeing Peter Pan, and they were like, we want to go and see that. So we might actually be doing that for another show. I'm not going to say which show it is because we haven't agreed it yet, but
it's a great example of how to actually, get behind the scenes and do the storytelling. I thought it was brilliant execution.
Thanks. I didn't know you saw that.
Yeah, we watched that. So, one of the other questions we get asked loads, we've had some different, answers for it, is how should businesses be monitoring the return on investment with social media? How do you actually, deliver?
Measuring results. So we look at a number of top level things that demonstrate you're moving in the right direction. It's always very difficult to be really specific with measuring ROI on a number of elements, but what we focus on is traffic generation. So we ensure that we're driving traffic to people's websites.
Yeah.
We also measure, like each month we do a monthly report to measure what leads have come from social, what leads have come from a blog we've written, what leads have come from video we've written, and make sure it's going the right way. Also measure your influence, so how influential you are over a period of time. But I don't know, because we're confident in our ability to deliver, we delve into the numbers and we look at a monthly report and check we're going in the right direction. But I honestly don't think you should get hung up on the numbers, on the really specifics. You can tell if you're going in the right direction with things. If you're pumping content out there and you're engaging with people and you're doing lots of things to support your digital marketing, and you haven't got any growth, you haven't got any leads, you know you're doing it wrong. Whereas if you're measuring the top level stuff, how many leads are you getting? Is your audience growing? How much engagement are you getting? If you check you're going in the right direction, then that's how you can measure your success.
I mean, big engagement has always been sort of key across any type of media. We see a lot of people pumping out content, a lot of broadcasting going on.
Yeah.
How do you think people should be flipping this and actually, calling on for engagement and starting to?
I think people need to show more personality. So one thing me and Lloyd, since Lloyd's come on board with a lot of our content, we are actually doing a lot more fun stuff. Like for example, we did at Christmas, we did the 12 Days of Christmas with Andrew and Pete, who were speaking at Social Day.
Awesome.
So they basically came up with a really cool concept where they got different marketing influencers and companies to sing a marketing version of the 12 Days of Christmas, and we had silly hats on, and we live streamed that to our audience just to show our personality, just to show a bit, you know, that we're real people. But on top of that, you need to be, and everyone says it, you need to be providing value. You need to be providing value for you. It's like a buzz term that everyone says now, but you still do need to. You can't just do fun content all the time showing how cool you are. You need to demonstrate you know your stuff as well. So the way we do that is by sharing strategy, sharing tips, giving it all away and teaching people to show, look, this is what we've done and these are the results we've got. That's how we did it. And showing people, teaching people. Also, teaching people about the latest industry trends. So if you're in the finance industry, you need to be demonstrating to people that you know what you're talking about. You need, like for example today with the new Facebook update where they're bringing out, they're basically copying Snapchat stories.
Yeah.
I instantly saw that within 2 hours. I was posting about it. I was giving my opinion on it on Instagram stories. I was talking about it on Snapchat to show people, look, I'm in the know, and I am like because I am passionate about this and I follow what's going on in the industry. So I want people to know that. And that demonstrates I'm credible, I know what I'm talking about, and the value added stuff shows that I'm giving stuff away before asking for something in return.
Yeah, credibility, know your marketplace.
Yeah, provide value.
Brilliant. So where can people, obviously you're going to be at Social Day next, but where else can people see you in the next few months?
I'm going to be speaking at Summit Live UK, which is going to be really good.
Awesome Victoria Taylor event.
Yes, love Victoria, she's the legend. Yeah, going to be speaking there, which is going to be good. And what else am I going to be doing? I've got a few things coming up in London, I can't remember what though. I can't remember. But yeah.
Well, you just drop a comment down with where people can see when we put the video up.
Yeah, I'll be if you want to follow the events I'm speaking at, go to my Facebook, Daniel Knowlton, or Twitter or Instagram. Anytime I'm speaking at a new event, I just announce it there and let everyone know.
Brilliant. Well, thanks so much for your time, Dan.
Cheers, mate.
Brilliant. Cheers.